Welcome to EPCB's Secrets to Resilience video. My name is John Salter, and it's my privilege to show you a method and a tool, a free tool at that, which will improve the management of uncertainty in your future. Our approach is based on modern risk management. We focus on reducing impacts on you and on building your capacity to adapt. The old approach, still used by many, is displayed here on the left-hand side of the spectrum. It is narrow, it is reactive. As you can see, it's often driven by external requirements such as audit and insurance. While these are necessary, they are not sufficient. The approach can also be heavily influenced by current trends, Y2K, IT focus, pandemic scares. What you end up with is something which, while it gives you some recovery capability, is not comprehensive enough. On the other edge of the spectrum is where we operate, out to the right, adding value, addressing all risks across the whole of the business, and building on prevention, not just preparedness. How do we do this? To start with, we look at your business differently. Our focus is on how you work to meet customer needs, focusing on the key question, what must you do or get done to meet those customer needs? So the traditional org chart becomes a more organic chart, focused on function, on your key products and services, the activities which deliver those key products and services, and last, but certainly not least, we focus on the resources or assets that underpin your key activities. When international business continuity standards broke fresh ground by focusing on resources, some practitioners developed a neat little 15-point prompt to map dependencies. We found that this was, and is, a good data gathering tool. But thought, what if we could make it do more? What if we could use the maps of the resource profile, shown here at A, and add value by mapping risk, even before a disruption event? This would enable us to both build resilience and reduce or even prevent risk. Keeping it as complex as necessary, but as simple as possible, we developed an integrated risk assessment element by folding the 15 prompts into an Excel spreadsheet. Let's see how that works. Let's take a pretty straightforward illustration. On the top line over here, under the first of the P's, people and key staff, in terms of resources at risk. Let's say we're having a look at Bill. Now Bill, he's a linchpin, so in terms of criticality, I can't do without him. He manages a single point of failure, so we'll put him in as a 5. In terms of vulnerability, a little bit trickier, because for people, well, as you can see by the drop down screen there, that can be about a range of factors, their health, their behaviour. In this case, Bill, he keeps too much know-how in his head, and he loves to put that know-how on a fast motorbike with no helmet. So vulnerability, that's probably high. In which case, if we come across to the edge of the screen, we can see that the before impact risk on our organisation is extremely high, red, and we need to do something about it. At minimum, we should be entering some mitigative actions, some interventions. So if we put in a couple of those, we could mentor a successor, we could record the knowledge, both would strengthen our intellectual property and its protection, and for him personally, we could encourage wearing of a helmet. The beauty of this spreadsheet is that it's very flexible. You can insert more lines where you need to cover people, their skills, the staffing levels, premises, providers, processes you rely on, or issues around reputation. Not only can you map the risks associated with those before an event, you can record the range of prevention initiatives which should be continued to a level where resilience is assured. When the organisation is hit by a disruption event, only one measure needs to be put into that Excel spreadsheet to completely inform decision making. Those impact assessments will provide decision makers with solid information. Let's see how that works. So we're back to Bill, and we've had a disruption event. I know that he's not going to be at work. So the question is, what does that mean? Well, I've already got some mentoring in place, but he's not going to be available. In fact, he won't be back off that bike ride for at least another week. So I have to score him a 5. That means in terms of the functions Bill provides us for the business, I need to invoke this mentor. I need to get into this column and suggest a solution which involves immediately getting a replacement. And that is then flicked off, acted on, and the problem is solved. As we wrap this introduction up, I encourage you to consider 2 things. First, grab your free download of the spreadsheet we've just gone through. Use it to manage the uncertainty in your future. Second, I invite you to check video 2. It shows how we've developed this approach tool even further so that it can do even more.